Hello everyone, Angel here, and today we are going to be doing some torpedo training in the TIE Bomber. TIE Bomber is not one of my favourite craft, and probably it's actually my least favourite craft to fly, probably last after the assault gunboat, but it is necessary for some torpedo training, as you will fly the TIE Bomber a few times. This is obviously the last of the unshielded TIEs that you will be flying. You tend to be flying most of these unshielded TIEs for the first 4 battles before being given the TIE Advanced and so forth. So kind of like TIE Fighter Training Mission 1, this is pretty much a carbon copy of the original TIE Bomber Training 1, but again, just the audio has been redone, the dialogue's all been redone, and in particular we're training you to understand that in Reimagined anyway, when you fire torpedoes or other warheads at starships or bases, they will be shot down. This is because the X-Wing Alliance engine has it that starships can defend themselves from torpedoes, which honestly I think is a welcome addition and makes them not just huge floating targets for bombers. But the downside of this is that you need more torpedoes to break through a starship's defense line. So this makes it interesting from a design perspective, especially when you're dealing with a large fleet battle, to have enough bombers on hand to be able to destroy their targets or be a threat to your own capital ships and bases. So yeah, the mission follows pretty much the exact same progression as the original, but we've just changed it. So, okay, here's how you fire the torpedoes, here's how you dumbfire the torpedoes. Because in order to stop the starships from shooting down your warheads, you have to pretty much aim and fire manually without targeting them. This is quite hard when they're moving, especially at distance. If they're sitting still, obviously it's quite easy. It's all pretty basic stuff. Fire at a stationary target, fire at a moving target, fire at a target that shoots back, and then practicing that on an actual bigger target. And then once that's done, you can optionally try to take on a calamari cruiser, which will launch some Z95s at you, just to make things a little difficult. Oh yes, and this also teaches you how to reload your craft with torpedoes, or warheads in general, from the transport craft or whatever's assigned as your reload craft, and also, which is a unique thing to X-Wing Alliance, being able to dock back at your mothership, which is in this case the training platform, to reload your warheads. This of course was not in the original TIE Fighter, but it is here, and you know, we have to take advantage of it. I will say it's possibly a little too easy to cheese a mission sometimes with this kind of feature, especially if you offer the opportunity to change your types of warheads, which in many missions you can. I've turned this off for certain critical missions because I don't want the missions to be cheesed in certain ways, and it kind of breaks the mission when you do so. So here we are in our lovely TIE Bomber. Ugly ship, slow as hell. The only thing I will say for it, as for all the unshielded crafts, is that it can take a bit of punishment as opposed to just being paper thin. So a little thing there, you might have noticed that a hyper buoy spawned just before the container did. This was my method of kind of trying to control the pacing of the tutorial by allowing the dialogue to occur without the players just shooting stuff down, and it can break the message flow by doing this. So yeah, the only thing is when you tell a craft to come into the sector, almost all types of craft and objects and ships, when you tell them to arrive, if not from a mothership, will basically hyperspace in. If they're in a mothership, they will fly out of a hangar. I didn't want a starship or something else to be dropping the containers, so because it just looks odd. And if I had a ship attached to the container which would just let go, there's a risk the explosion damage would destroy the ship, and I didn't want that either, so the workaround was the hyperbuoys. The hyperbuoys simply spawn when you want them to, they just stay there. These are the things that allow you to hyperspace to other regions, but you can also have them act as a mothership. So hyperbuoy spawns, it then spawns the container, and then you just despawn the hyperbuoy, and then you can destroy the container. I did this with TIE Fighter Training Mission 1 as well. You might notice it with all the starting containers. They pop into existence, but just before that happens, you see a bunch of hyperbuoys spawn with it.
Lock on and fire 2 torpedoes. The faster you move when firing, the faster...
So here we are, teaching the player about how starships will shoot your torpedoes down. Now there is no actual trigger here for the message which says, you see that your torpedoes were shot down. We're just kind of assuming that the player's following the instructions here, and when they fire, then yeah, it shoots down. But this message will play regardless of what your actions are here, because as I said, there is no trigger for torpedo was shot down, therefore trigger this message.
Therefore, you will need to adjust your tactics. Instead of locking on to a target and firing, aim manually and...
We also made it slightly easier, so the Corvette won't initially shoot at you until you shoot at it. So it gives you a moment to just kind of line your shot up. Once you do engage it though, it will fire back, and it will make the things a bit more difficult.
Firing at a distance requires calculated timing.
So you got the reload craft coming in to board you now. This of course was a feature in the original TIE Fighter.
You're running low on ordnance.
And most of the missions in the original TIE Fighter did have a reload craft of some sort to allow you to reload.
Shift B. Fly close to the transport, throttle to 0, and let it dock.
Sometimes it was a transport ship, sometimes it was a tug, sometimes I think a heavy lifter.
Engage. Alternatively, you can also dock with a platform or your assigned...
Just make out the Imperial logo there on that transport.
In this case, approach the station and fly within 100 meters of its hangar. You should see a message offering you to re-enter the hangar. This method is usually the best and quickest way to rearm. Order acknowledged.
Yeah, for Reimagined, I didn't bother with reload craft too often because, for the most part, you have access to a mothership which you can dock at. So here we go. Dumb fire away. 1, 2, and 3. They're dead. Usually 6 torpedoes to kill a Corvette, just like the original.
Has been destroyed.
You see a bit of the new explosion and debris. So this is the final target for the mission, a Nebulon B frigate. I think one of the other little changes I made to this mission was to give you some friendly TIE bombers to help you take it down, because otherwise this would just take a long time to do. So they're just 3 TIE bombers, fairly low skilled AI, but enough to give you a chance to take it down reasonably quickly. Yes, component targeting. Although you can do this is actually rather difficult to pull off, because if you fire a torpedo at the component you're targeting, then the ship's going to shoot it down. So you kind of have to get at close range and shoot it with lasers, or at least have a really lucky shot with your torpedo, in which case you're being shot at, and in an unshielded craft this is pretty, well, near suicidal if it's got all its guns trained on you. But you can see there the frigate's shooting down the other bomber's torpedoes. But some do still get through. I think that's, 42% shields now. So it's time for my bombing run. 1, 2, and 3. How good's my aim, do you think? 1, 2, 3. Nice. And now all its guns are targeting me. But here I am. I'm going to go for one of the laser turrets I'm getting shot at. Ow, ow, ow. But I did get it. Yep, I got it. 1 laser left. But I've lost my... oh, okay, I'm dead. So yeah, that just proved my point about component targeting. But at least when I die I get an automatic reload of warheads, so I can just load up and target again. Almost dead. 50% hull. One more wave of torpedoes should do it. we go, going for a component again, going for a laser turret. There we go, and the ship is dead.
Congratulations. You've learned the basics of forming runs. You may quit now.
You just make out the new blast marks there, and there's the new debris, which looks so much better than the old debris. We've got some nice glowy, fiery marks, electricity on it. Yeah, really nice work there by McDonald and Blue Max. So, a calamari cruiser, MC-80A. This is a ship from the original. However, there's a problem with this mission and this ship, is that we didn't actually add destructible laser turret meshes to this ship yet. Hopefully that will come in the next version, version 1.3. So yeah, you can't actually strip this ship of its weapons, and although you can actually complete the mission now, this is an optional engagement. Some more TIE bombers will assist you, but you've got Z-95s to deal with as well. Not too many, I think there's just a dozen. But honestly, I think this part of the mission probably needs a little bit of extra work, because it takes a long time to kill the ship with just you and 5 or 6 friendlies who are on low skill AI. I mean, it's at least broken up a bit by the Z-95s. But yeah, the MC-80 is a tanky ship, and you need a lot of torpedoes to break through its hull. And for the most part, it's just going to shoot down your friendly's torpedoes. If this was classic, this wouldn't be a problem. The torpedoes would simply just break through. Yep, back to cheesing the Z-95s, just coming out of the hangar now. Nice and easy, even with the ship shooting at me. And doing a nice little strafing run, but its shields are barely going down. 74%, 72. And I'm jammed by its weapon systems. I don't think that was the thing in the original TIE Fighter, being jammed by its weapons, and I'm dead. Okay. That's okay. Another reload of weapons. I think the problem with this, apart from the fact that your friendlies aren't actually that much help here, is that it just takes a long time to reload your ship. But there's a way to cheese this, because, as I've explained before, you have 20 lives, and when you respawn you get your warheads refilled. You can fire your torpedoes, like so, and then just kill yourself by pressing Alt-E to eject from your ship, and you will respawn with more torpedoes, and rinse and repeat. Not exactly the intended way I wanted that to go, but in the moment this is the quickest way to beat this thing, and even then it's still going to take ages. There goes another wave of friendly torpedoes, almost all of which will be shot down. More fun to shoot Z-95s, even in a TIE bomber. It's so slow though, even with energy all to lasers, you're barely going 70. Yeah, shields at 30%. This is going to take a while, and I don't think I'm going to bother going all the way. I think we'll just try one more strafing run just for the hell of it, and then we'll end it here. It's like being, as Londo Malari might say, it's like being nibbled to death by ducks. Obscure Babylon 5 reference for anyone who might get it. So yeah, I think we'll just stop there and go back to the hangar.
All pilots report to the briefing. All pilots.
I mean, I completed the mission, so, you know, whatever. Job done. Good work. You have shown the ability to track and acquire a target lock for launching proton torpedoes, and learned how to use the dumbfire method for engaging hostile starships. Now it's time to combine all you've learned with the next and final training mission. Get to it, pilots. So yeah, that was the TIE Bomber training. Next is the final training mission with the assault gunboat, and I will see you then. Good hunting.